Have you ever wondered why Ethiopia, a country in East Africa, is suddenly on the world map for Bitcoin mining? But first, let's quickly explain what Bitcoin mining actually is. Bitcoin mining is the process where powerful computers solve very hard mathematical problems. By solving these problems, they help verify transactions on the Bitcoin network. As a reward, the computers, or miners, earn new Bitcoins. You can think of it like digital gold mining. Instead of digging the ground with machines, miners use electricity and computers to discover Bitcoin. But here's the catch. Mining needs an enormous amount of electricity. That's why countries with cheap, reliable, and clean energy are the best places for Bitcoin mining. And that's exactly why Ethiopia is becoming a global hotspot. In this video, we'll explore how Ethiopia became one of the top players in Bitcoin mining, the opportunities it brings, and the challenges it faces. The first and most powerful reason is energy. Ethiopia has some of the cheapest electricity in the world, only about 3.2 cents per kilowatt hour, and almost all of this energy is renewable. Over 90% of Ethiopia's electricity comes from hydroelectric dams, wind, and other green sources. The biggest one is the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, also known as GERD, which is one of the largest dams in Africa. This dam alone produces thousands of megawatts of clean energy. For Bitcoin miners, electricity is the #1 cost. So if electricity is cheap and renewable, it makes Ethiopia one of the most profitable places to run mining machines. The second reason comes from China's decision in 2021. China was once the #1 Bitcoin mining country, but in 2021 the government banned mining. Suddenly, thousands of mining companies had to shut down or move to other countries. And where did they go? Many went to Kazakhstan, the US, and yes, Ethiopia. Ethiopia had everything they needed: low-cost energy, a cool highland climate that reduces cooling costs, and a government willing to make deals. Today, many of the largest mining farms in Ethiopia are operated by Chinese companies. But investors from Russia, the Middle East, and the US are also here. The third reason is government policy. In Ethiopia, trading Bitcoin is not fully legal yet, but the government has legalized Bitcoin mining. The state company Ethiopian Electric Power, EEP, has already given around 600 megawatts of electricity to mining farms. To give you an idea, that is enough power to run a large city. Also, mining companies pay their electricity bills in foreign currency, like US dollars. This is very important for Ethiopia because the country often faces a shortage of foreign exchange. So for the government, Bitcoin mining is not just about technology, it is also about turning unused electricity into hard currency. Now, let's look at the economic numbers. In 2024 alone, Ethiopia earned about 55 million US dollars from Bitcoin mining. And by 2025, this is expected to reach over $120 million. Some reports even say that Bitcoin mining makes up 18% of the electricity company's total revenue. Globally, Ethiopia now holds about 2 to 2.5% of Bitcoin's entire hash rate, which means Ethiopia is responsible for that share of the total computing power of the Bitcoin network. That is a big step for a country that only recently entered the crypto mining world. But of course, it's not all positive. There are also big challenges. First, electricity access. Even though Ethiopia produces a lot of energy, about 40% of Ethiopians still do not have regular access to electricity, especially in rural areas. This raises an important question. Should electricity go first to international mining companies or to local people who need it for schools, hospitals, and homes? Second, grid pressure. Mining farms consume huge amounts of power. If not carefully managed, they can stress the national grid and cause power shortages or blackouts in some areas. Third, economic fairness. Most mining farms are owned by foreign companies. Yes, they bring investment and pay for power, but they do not create many local jobs. The fear is that Ethiopia could be exporting electricity cheaply, while communities still wait for basic infrastructure. So what does the future look like? Ethiopia has the chance to become a global leader in green Bitcoin mining. With its cheap and renewable electricity, it could attract even more companies and become a central player in the global digital economy. But the key will be balance. The government must make sure that Bitcoin mining revenues are used to improve electricity access for ordinary Ethiopians, upgrade the grid, and support wider economic development. If Ethiopia gets this balance right, it could show the world how a developing country can use renewable energy, not just for local growth, but also to take a leading role in the digital future. So now you know why Ethiopia leads in Bitcoin mining: cheap renewable energy, Chinese relocation after the 2021 ban, government support and foreign investment, growing global impact, but also serious challenges. Do you think Ethiopia should continue investing in Bitcoin mining, or should it focus more on providing electricity to its people first? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more stories about history, technology, and Africa's future in the global economy.